What's up, YouTube? I'm in the old Desert Runner, and I'm on the way to my storage unit. Today's actually my birthday, by the way. It's March 10th. I won't tell you how old I am. I'll let you guess at that. Anyway, I'm on the way to my storage unit, or also call it my toy box. I'm going over there to get my trailer. I've been collecting, dirt bikes, four-wheelers, and stuff like that, and I really like them. I've been doing that for a few years, and I've also bought and sold a lot of them, or flipped them, I guess. But there's been a few that I've either gotten for basically for free or very, very cheap, and I really liked them and wanted to keep them. But unfortunately, I've got some nagging debt, and they all got to go. And so I'm going to go pull my trailer out. I've got my trailer and probably, I think, three-wheelers in there. I've got at least one four-wheeler and two or three dirt bikes. I can't really remember, but I'm just going to pull them out of there one by one and do what I need to do and sell them all until I can pay off that nagging debt. It's not really fun. Having to work all the time and make payments on your debt when you have a toy box full of toys and you can't ever use them because you're always working to try to make money to pay off your debt. So I figured this day would come if I couldn't figure out another way to pay it off. So no big deal. There's always more bikes to be had. That's one lesson I've learned doing what I do. I'll find more deals. They're always out there. You just got to keep your eyes peeled. And so, yeah, here we go. There's my baby. It's my 85 Yamaha Tri-Z 250 two-stroke. It also needs a bath. But anyway, debt's bad. I know toys are good, but debt far outweighs the fun of having these and joy I get out of them. So I'm going to pay my debts off, and we'll see what the future holds. All right, guys, so that's it. I'm not sure what brand this trailer is, but it served me well. I did have to put some new tires on it. I actually just bought a whole new tire and wheel on both sides. Other than that, the only other thing I've ever done to it, I had to replace a light that I smashed into that wall, because as you can see, my storage unit's about 6 inches wider than my trailer. So not a whole lot of extra room, but I did put some bearing buddies on there with a grease cap. Those work really well. I definitely recommend those on anything. That way you can keep your hubs greased. I have seen hubs completely fall apart on the freeway and tires come off with the wheel and everything and go rolling down the freeway. So keep that in mind. I'm going to be honest with you, just a little side note here. My Frontier pulls this trailer really well. I wouldn't pull anything much bigger with it than this. They say it's rated to tow 6,300 pounds, but I wouldn't pull that much with it. I wouldn't feel safe doing it, but it tows this thing no problem at all. And it's not like a huge crew cab long bed truck that's hard to park. It's almost like as easy as parking a little car. So I really have enjoyed owning this truck. But anyway, so that's it. So I'm gonna get it home and start welding it up. I'm on the way home with the trailer. Just a quick little side note, guys. I really enjoy driving around in Conroe, Texas, where I live. It's about, if you're not familiar with the area, it's about probably 30 minutes to an hour north of Houston. Houston is really crowded, and I used to live in Houston, and it's just not for me. Really wouldn't want to live there again. It's a fun city. There's stuff to do there, but wouldn't want to do it again. Conroe is actually being developed a lot. You know, there's a lot more people living here, but you still have stuff like this, you know, hay fields and stuff like that. Lots of hills, not as much traffic and fewer lights and things like that. Just got in a new fire station not too long ago. But I live about 7 miles away from where I work, and which is a huge plus. And I just really enjoy driving around Conroe. Sometimes I forget and don't really think about it, but I'm pretty lucky, man. Look at these big hills coming up here, you know, and a lot of Texas is flat, you know, especially towards Houston and south of Houston. It's all rice fields and stuff like that, or used to be rice fields, a lot of it. And we got these big hills and stuff like that. It's pretty fun to drive on. Nice scenery, still plenty of woods around here. So anyway, just a little side note. Back, got my Milwaukee die grinder, brushless, cordless, 25,000 RPM. Got my carbide, put a round tip on it this time. And I'm going to clean some of that paint off of this trailer. I'm going to show you where it needs to be repaired. This right here came off. Obviously it ain't supposed to look that way, so I'm going to clean some of the paint off so I can weld it. And yeah, hopefully get that set up for the buyer. Project, I'm going to be using my little Lincoln weld pack. It's a little flux core welder. I keep these gear ties on it. That's what they're called, gear ties. You can get them at Home Depot and lots of other places. Just keeps the cords out of the way. This was the first welding machine I ever bought. I bought it back in like, I don't know, I think 05, 06, something like that. I've had it 13 years. It's never let me down. It's super simple, but super reliable. It's cheap to use. It's easy. You don't have to have any gas. I'm going to be using .30 wire. And so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and weld this up. Alright, y'all. So, again, I was using my little flux core welder. Looks very spattery. Sorry, my neighbor's got his weed eater out right now. You know, they're not the prettiest welds, but they will hold. And being outside, I don't have to worry about the shielding gas blowing away and messing up the welds. So, there's the other one. Did a couple of stitch welds right there, but you'd be surprised at the penetration you can get with these little flux core welders. I tried to tack it on there in every spot I could, so there's too big of a gap back there for me to stitch weld it. So, but yeah. So it looks like it'll hold a lot better. I probably should have measured it. If I was, building this for someone, or, someone was paying me to do this, I would have measured and got both sides equally, same height across and all that, but they're not. So it's all good. They're close enough, and for this job anyway. And it ought to hold up pretty good. So I'm going to scrape them off a little bit with a wire brush and shoot some paint on it, and it'll be good to go. So anyway, Do It All Garage, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. And I got a lot more to come. Stay tuned. Thanks a lot.